Hey guys, it's Charlie. It's the 6th of November, Saturday. Elections are over. With all the promises of the Republicans to repeal and replace, what did we end up with? We ended up with exactly what I believe the powers that be wanted, which is a completely divided Congress, small majority in the House represented for the Republicans, small majority in the Senate for the Democrats, because this now paints the perfect scenario in which nothing can get done. It's going to be gridlock for the next 2 years or until the collapse of this nation. But again, they didn't need anything to happen. And they, meaning the powers that be, the powers that are behind all the legislation that has been passed in the last 2 years, primarily the corporatocracy. They got everything that they wanted in the last year of the Bush administration and the first 2 years of the Obama administration. They're completely whole. They're completely gambling debt free because it's all been put onto the back of the people. And now it's time to implement the plan. And the plan is to take now the remaining wealth of this country and pay for the sins of these good folks on Wall Street, these good folks like Lloyd Blankfein doing God's work. So we had the elections come and go. What happened, what was exactly supposed to happen, a divided Congress. You're already starting to hear from the Republicans that they can't live up to everything in their pledge. They can only hope to, slow it down and maybe eliminate some of the funding for it. And maybe in the next election cycle, they will be more able to help the people of this country. It's a complete and utter joke. There is no help coming, America. The country is now completely and totally run by a few elite banksters on Wall Street. If you think that is a bold statement, if you think that's a conspiracy theory, then please pick up a newspaper, get on the internet, and look who's doing well, and look who's suffering. New record bonuses on Wall Street, $144 billion, and new, fresh quantitative easing by their leader-in-chief, really the most powerful man in the country, Ben Bernanke, of $600 billion announced, with additional billions every month that they're reinvesting to buy bonds. The bailouts have not retreated, they've increased. It's really reminiscent of Paulson in 2008 asking for $700 billion. And in reality, when it's all said and done, the most conservative estimates have it at $13 trillion being spent, not $700 billion. We have Bernanke now coming out, basically replacing what China was doing, buying up our debt. And now the Federal Reserve is buying up our debt at record numbers. In fact, they're just a few $billion away from being the largest holder of United States debt. The Federal Reserve will be the largest holder of our debt, meaning they will have complete and total power over this economy, over you and I. At any time now, they could say, we hold all the debt, we hold all the cards, you will do what we say. And in the last 2 years, all the legislation needed to accomplish that has been passed. I know the talking points on this election were healthcare. We got to do something about the healthcare bill, repeal and replace. Not one word was uttered about the couple thousand-page finance reform bill that gives the Federal Reserve power over anything they deem systemic. And it's all going to be deemed systemic very, very soon. Now, a couple numbers that came out. We had 30,000 more people apply for first-time unemployment rates last week. And then that was followed by 151,000 jobs created in October. Even if that were true, even if these were good manufacturing jobs or good white-collar jobs that were created, it is just enough. That is the minimum number to replace or to account for population growth. That's why we've seen the ridiculous U3 number stay at 9.6. The thing that's the most egregious that came out recently is the inflation rate. Ben Bernanke saying he's trying to drive down long-term interest rates and he's scared to death of deflation. So the CPI number comes out and it's 1.1%. Just that's what they're figuring our inflation rate is. But I want to give you a few real numbers that I'm pulling from the Austin report, and I'll attach that report with this video. Wheat, 74% increase over this time last year. Corn, 14% up. Oats, 68% up. Canola, 36% up. Heating oil, up 29%. 25% for gasoline, 18% for beef, 60% for pork, 27% for coffee, 44% for sugar, 66% for cotton, Copper's up 37%, gold's up 31%, and silver is up 36%. And this doesn't even take into account the recent run up to over $26 an ounce on silver. So while the government keeps telling you, give us more, give us more, give us more, we'll fix this problem, there is no inflation, so you don't have to worry about us spinning our way into hyperinflation. In the real world, the stuff you need that I just mentioned off there to live every day is going through the roof. And nobody's coming out and telling you the truth. The pundits on CNBC, MSNBC, and all the talking heads on the business channels tell you that this $600 billion is great. It's driving the stock market up. Well, what it's also going to do is make it impossible for you to buy the things you need in order to go to buy day-to-day life. And couple that with the fact that unemployment is still skyrocketing and your wages are still falling. This scenario is coming to an end very, very soon. I'll attach this Austin report with this video. That's all I got.